Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel. I am your mistress of ceremony, Lady Nyca, in with another edition of their business and my views, child. Cause that's how this go around here. I tell you their business, and then I render my views. Now, before I begin to get into what we're going to be discussing today, I dropped a video over on the Lady Reloaded page. Um it's my way of doing where are they now. I find high profile people who, were in the spotlight at some point in time, and now that they have kind of left the limelight, I want to know where they are now. I got that from the OWN network. I love that show, and so I decided to do it my way over on the Lady Reloaded page. I uploaded it today, which is Sunday. You guys will get this video tomorrow in a premiere. So please make sure you go over and support my other page, The Lady Reloaded. And also down in the panty, aka comment section, if there is a high profile person that you guys are aware of that you would like to know where are they now, please drop it in the panty section over on the Lady Reloaded under that video, and I will look them up and tell you where they are today. Okay. Now, on to today's show. Sometimes doing these stories, I'm beginning to really, really, really understand why most crime news and investigation channels don't always go live a lot, and they have posting days where they drop, either they're gonna come live that day or they're gonna drop a video that day. And I get it, because sometimes these stories can get sad, and there are even times where these stories are absolutely confusing, such as the one that I'm about to bring to you guys today. I want to introduce y'all to somebody. That's Mondragon, y'all. Say hello to Mondragon. The man actual name is Robert Mondragon, but I'm a shady one, so I called him Mondragon, girl, Mondragon. But the man name is Robert Mondragon. And the reason why we're talking about Robert Mondragon is because not only is he 29 years old, and you can't tell, he was recently arrested on charges after he allegedly was defacing a school shooting memorial with deceased animals. You heard it right, girl. You heard it right. Check this out. See, these are the type of crimes, and this is no shade, but this is the truth, girl. And over here in the den, we try to give you more truth than fiction. Okay, child. These are the type of crimes white people do. I mean, honestly, this is white people crimes, but girl, I'm all inclusive. So we gonna talk about what Mr. Moondragon did, okay? And yes, I'm intentionally clowning him because of the disrespect that he showed to the memorial site, okay? Ratchet ass Florida strikes once again. On July the 20th, a school crossing guard found an unalived duck on the bench at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Memorial Garden outside of the school, and the duck chest cavity was cut open. By now, y'all know that this is the Parkland Memorial site, right? If you forgot, on February the 12th, 2018, Nicholas Cruz opened fire on students and staff at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. 17 people lost their life that day, and 17 others were injured. Nicholas was actually a student at the school, and he was captured an hour later in Coral Springs. He was. This was, you know, this was a very tragic situation that happened in 2018, and my prayers still go up to the victims and the families that were involved in this horrific crime. Now, let's get back to Dragon, Moondragon, aka Mondragon. So we got this dead duck cut open, found, right? Moondragon couldn't just leave the disrespect there. He took it a step further on the next day and the next day. The next two following days, he did it again. And instead of Daffy Duck, he decided to leave on the bench a deceased raccoon and a deceased possum, same location. Now, of course, the detectives and police were called. Detectives used surveillance video and saw a white man, saw a white Nissan with black rims drive up toward the memorial on July the 30th. A male driver reportedly exited the vehicle and was seen walking to the passenger door of his car and went to the memorial site before getting in his car driving away. Now, so now the police have they got what you call a lead, a white Nissan. Well, white Nissan was seen on July the 31st by a deputy and was pulled over for a traffic stop. The person in the car, one Mr. Robert Mondragon, was allegedly said to have had bird feathers, blood, and blood feathers and blood on the front passenger side floorboard of his vehicle. And y'all know what he told that deputy? He told the deputy that he likes this metal and blood smell that emits from dead animals. I'm gonna say it again because I don't think y'all heard me. He said that he likes the smell of metal and blood that comes from dead animals. hmm Y'all know upon further investigation, the sheriff office learned that Mondragon was intentionally placing the dead animals on the Parkland shooting memorial, and he also had a fascination with mass shootings. Now, this is how these criminals of today get caught up. See, y'all always want to bring out those cellular phones, and y'all always want to take pictures. You don't know how to be a criminal in silence. Y'all want to be an open criminal. You gonna leave breadcrumbs for the police to catch you. That's why I say it ain't for everybody, baby. Now, technology don't play because when they looked into his phone, they found him holding the duck with the cavity open, the one from the park bench, from the memorial bench. They also saw a pic of the raccoon on the floorboard of his car. Girl, he gave himself up if you really want to know the truth. Police learned even more. They discovered that Moon Dragon facial tattoos resemble those of Tate Langdon, the character from the television series The American Horror Story, based on the Columbine High School massacre. They also found texts and online searches about school shootings, how to break steel doors down, shooting involving numerous victims, pipe bombs, and slang terms for unaliving police. Okay, it didn't stop there. 2 weeks before the end of the 2021-2022 school year, Moondragon allegedly walked the path from the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas School to a Walmart, and that was the same path that Nicholas Cruz walked on February 14th, 2018. Okay, Charlie locked Moondragon up. He charged with removing and disfiguring a tomb or monument, violation of probation for battery and indecent exposure, violation of a risk protection order, and he is currently being held without bond. Now, I have a news clip to accompany that because I want y'all to get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to play the news clip and then I'm going to come back with my commentary. But before we do that, we're going to always exercise our fair use right. Okay. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. That was a good year. My sister and brother, the twins, was born. Allowances is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Okay. Fair use is a use. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that may otherwise be infringing. Okay, so I done already told you the story. Okay, I'm gonna use this news clip in my news reporting, and then I'm gonna come back and comment and probably criticize as well. So give me 1 second to queue up this news story. Get into it.
Now to an alarming arrest. Broward Sheriff Gregory Tony, he wanted this man off the streets, arrested for placing dead animals on a memorial. But the sheriff says this is not his first run-in with the law. NBC6 investigator Willard Shepard joins us live from the jail in Fort Lauderdale with more on his criminal history. Willard, and this guy has a really long rap sheet.
Yeah, that's right. And the sheriff says he's really one of the most dangerous people in Broward County. This man is behind me in the lockup tonight, and the sheriff wants it to remain that way. Robert Mondragon. His unusual tattoos and facial expression seen in his mugshot taken in early August. That's when the team from BSO, assigned to deal with the most dangerous in Broward, took him into custody. Now we're finding out the extremely disturbing set of circumstances that led deputies to put him behind bars.
There's captures of him, leaving different dead animals and things of that nature out on site.
The sheriff says it was a crossing guard at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in July who found a dead duck at the memorial at the school to the victims of the Parkland tragedy. The very next day, the crossing guard located another dead animal in the same place. Deputies checked surveillance video at the school, and that put them on to Mondragon.
It became pivotal that we would utilize whatever criminal charges that were going to be afforded to us to take this person off the street.
Court records show that Mondragon, who's 29, had a laundry list of charges filed against him before, and police in 2018 went to court to try and prevent him from being able to buy or keep any weapons. Deputies officially charged him with 3 counts of removing or disfiguring a monument and violations of probation on a battery charge and indecent exposure. Also,
this individual had an alarming amount of inquiries on the internet, looking at old active shooter events from Columbine.
And he knew a lot about the Parkland shooter.
Seeing him literally walk the same path of the previous shooter at MSD.
Sheriff Tony challenged prosecutors and judges.
A call for action to our partners in this criminal justice system. You've seen by this timeline the amount of things that we have done as law enforcement to try to reduce a form of violence taking place in this community. Arrests, Baker Acts, you name it. We've done our job from the law enforcement capacity.
So now what the sheriff is saying is this man is such a danger, he has to remain behind bars. But the judge in this case, as this moves forward to the court system, this man has a legal right to try to have what's called here in Florida a reasonable bond going forward. So the judge is going to have to balance that. As to the real danger behind all of this, very rare for the sheriff to come forward and say anything about this, about a specific defendant and what could happen if he makes it out of the jail here behind me. We're live at the Broward County Jail.
Okay, so at this point, we know that he is a danger to society, right? So I don't know why they acting like he ain't, why they making such a passionate plea, to the judge. All the judge got to do is treat him like he black. Oops, that probably wasn't politically correct to say, huh? Well, child, that's how I feel. Because it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out that he was preparing. Now, I could be wrong. This is alleged. But it appears as if he was preparing for something. Who would do that many searches of things such as mass shootings and massacres? Who would put tattoos on their face to resemble a character from the American Horror Story when they redid the Columbine High School massacre? Somebody with something demonic on their mind. So I hope that Mr. Mondragon, aka Mondragon, spends as much time as possible behind bars. And if y'all over there in Broward County trying to figure out what to do with him, treat him like he black. I said it. Anyway, enough on Mr. Mondragon. Per the title, Elderly Gone Wild. Child, on the screen is Mr. William Porter. Mm-hmm. That's Mr. William Porter. He's 75 years old and was arrested and charged after allegedly shooting his 33-year-old son in the head. This all happened in Berlin Township, Ohio. What's wrong with y'all elderly community? Anyway, he was arrested on felonious assault charge shortly after the shooting. Mr. Porter is accused of allegedly shooting his own son, one Mr. Gideon Porter, age 33, in the head after a physical fight. Oh, that's what's wrong. Okay. William had injuries consistent with being in a physical altercation. Gideon was taken to a hospital in Cleveland and remains in critical condition. This case remains under investigation still. Now, I don't believe in children disrespecting their parent, but I also believe that the parent ain't supposed to do something to push. You're not supposed to trigger your kids, okay? I don't know the exact circumstances of surrounding this, but it had to be pretty severe for Mr. Porter to actually shoot his son in the head. First of all, what led to y'all fighting? Was there no way your son could have walked away opposed to fighting you? Was there no way that he could have subdued you and called the police if he was out of control? I don't know the story, y'all. All I know is something ain't right here. For that man, is the man got some Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's or whatever you call that child? I'm not in the medical profession. Does he suffer from um, some type of dementia? I mean, what's going on here? I'm I'm really concerned, and I really do want to know what led Mr. Porter to shooting his own flesh and blood in the head. I really want to know what led to them fighting. Why did he shoot him? I want to know the whole story. So this will definitely be an update to look forward to. Now, in our next case, in our final case, the woman who orchestrated a plan to poison a man in Carmel through putting fentanyl in his oatmeal before finally strangling him with his own favorite necktie has been found guilty. Mhm. Heidi Littlefield, she 42 years old, was convicted Tuesday of murder and two felony charges of conspiracy to commit murder after a 7-day trial in Hamilton County. That included devastating testimony from Littlefield's main accomplice, her daughter. So let me tell you a little bit about this story here. Littlefield was accused of devising multiple attempts to kill one Mr. Francis Kelly between October of 2020 and January of 2021. Kelly is the father of one of Littlefield's daughter, and they were currently in a custody dispute over the 2-year-old at the time of the killing. Heidi Littlefield worked with her 23-year-old daughter, Logan Runyon, to buy fentanyl from local drug dealers in Ohio and asked her daughter to sneak into Kelly's house and lace his almond topped oatmeal with the opiate. There was a point when they put fentanyl in his takeout miso soup. In total, they poisoned his food 3 times, according to their daughter, Logan Runyon. Runyon said after the third time, which was January the 14th of 2021, they snuck into Kelly's Carmel home the next day and found him face down on the floor and he was breathing in gasps. Littlefield asked Runyon to break his neck, but she couldn't because Kelly was too heavy. So Littlefield runs upstairs, grabbed what is alleged to be his favorite necktie, came back downstairs, tightening it around his neck. Kelly was found 3 days later by police who ruled his death a homicide with the cause of death being strangulation. Littlefield had given Runyon and her former boyfriend, seen here on the screen, Robert Walker, $2,500 to hire a hitman, but Walker and Runyon spent the money on drugs, clothes, and hotels. Walker pleaded guilty to in May to conspiracy to commit murder. A second conspiracy to commit murder was dropped as part of a plea deal, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Runyon pled guilty in March to a charge of conspiracy to commit murder, and she received a 26-year sentence. She had a murder charge against her as well, but it was dropped because she agreed to testify against her mother. Littlefield Heidi will be back in court on October the 4th for her sentencing. Let me tell you something, baby. Only in white America. Only in white America can they plot and scheme things of this nature. I'm just confused. Like, girl, okay, you and this man are in a custody dispute over your 2-year-old daughter you share. Instead of you trying to prove your case to the judge that whatever was going on in this battle, that you were um, a functioning enough adult to be able to care for a 2-year-old, you chose, you proved this man right. Mr. Kelly wasn't lying apparently because you're not stable. Because only a crazed person would actually come up with a plan such as this and to involve your daughter who clearly had some drug problems or something. Because why did she take the $2,500 and go buy clothes, hotels, and drugs? Her and her boyfriend. Was it that deep that you could not fight this in court? This man had to leave this earth. So who won in the end? Nobody, because there's a 2-year-old, probably about 3 or 4 now, that does not have a parent. Because your mama going to jail for the rest of her life for killing your daddy, and your daddy did because your mama killed him. See how crazy that sounds? It's a cold, cold world that we live in. I hope Heidi get everything she deserves. And what kind of you're a bad parent in my opinion, because if you're gonna do some outlandish mess, don't involve your kid in your mess. But you did. So again, you proved Mr. Kelly was right. Apparently, you're not fit to be a parent. Unfortunately, he had to lose his life in order to fully prove that. I don't feel bad for neither one of these people on this screen. The mother, the daughter, or the boyfriend. All y'all deserve what you get. You all supposed to have been prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and I'm happy that the law is doing what they're supposed to do. Because these are some everyday normal looking people, but look, everything they look normal ain't normal. Okay, girl, that's a hell of a lot to do to an individual. But that brings us to the end. I try not. I know I gave y'all a 42-minute premiere the other time. Child, I was so I don't want to keep them that long. I try to hit it and quit it, but I want to get as much information to you guys about what's really happening in the world outside your window, the people in your city, in your state. You never know who your neighbors are. And being that, I don't know who all is watching this, it's better to be informed than to not be informed. So that brings us to the end of another edition of Their Business and My Views. I want to thank you all so much for coming through, for enjoying the commentary, for supporting the channel. Please remember to go over to the Lady Reloader and check out the Where Are They Now. I like that. If you guys give me positive feedback, we will continue that. I probably won't do it, but maybe twice a month. But it will be something that I'll continue to do, and I probably would do it anyway because I enjoyed doing the research on those people to tell you what they had going on in their lives today. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. As you all know, my birthday is vastly approaching. At the top of the screen will be pinned my wish list. It was something my subscribers kind of got on me about, said they wanted me to do it. Y'all know I'm very, very funny about asking like that, but if y'all want to love on me, I decided, along with the help of some of my supporters, to stop, blocking my blessings is what I was told. So that'll be pinned. Check out the Where Are They Now on the Lady Reloaded page. And if I don't do a live later on today, which this will come to you on Monday, I will probably see you guys down in the den on um, Tuesday. I, I had a wonderful time Friday with you guys. I had so much fun. We will be doing some more of those. I just got to be careful with that music stuff, but we're gonna have a good time over here in the den. And this month, I'm kind of at a place of peace. I'm at a place of peace, and I'm starting to understand that I'm evolving, and that's a good thing. So have a great remainder to your week. I hope to see you soon, and until next time, remember, you do not have to be great to get started, but you must get started in order to be great. And it is the depth of your struggle that will determine the ultimate height of your success. Be blessed and leave the stress.